So while all of this is happening, Snake fights each of the members of Foxhound, like Revolver Ocelot, Sniper Wolf, and all them. And Solid Snake ends up killing them all except for Revolver Ocelot. Gray Fox ends up cutting Revolver Ocelot's hand, but that's pretty much it. He doesn't die. Everybody else does get killed. And they have like this when they're dying. The Foxhound member and Snake have like they usually have this like interaction where they're talking about something. They're talking about their lives or what they were fighting for and that type of stuff. And it's pretty interesting. You guys should watch that. It's in the cutscenes of Metal Gear Solid. I'll put the link in the description. But they do talk about some interesting things. My favorite was the conversation between Psycho Mantis and Solid Snake when Psycho Mantis is dying. This game really goes into relationships and life and just having connection with others. Like they talk a lot about. They ask Solid Snake a lot. Do you have anybody in your life? Do you love anybody? Have you ever loved anybody? They talk a lot about that. They will mention it all the time. And Solid Snake and Meryl end up falling in love with each other. So they grow a bond between both of them. Meryl ends up getting shot by Sniper Wolf, so she's like almost dead. She gets shot like 3 times, and Solid Snake thinks she's gonna die. Foxhound takes her and like takes her hostage. So Solid Snake doesn't know where she is. A lot of things happen throughout the game, but pretty much what ends up happening is it turns out that the Colonel was holding back a lot of information. He didn't tell Snake everything, but the reason why was because they were threatening his niece, Meryl. The Pentagon was behind them sending Solid Snake, and they sent him for a reason. Like, he was being used as a pawn. One of the scientists of the Pentagon, Naomi, she injected Solid Snake with this virus called FoxDie. It's contagious, but it's only contagious to certain people. So not everybody could catch the virus just like that. It's DNA specific. It's a virus that's DNA specific. So she injects Solid Snake with this FoxDie, this virus, and he doesn't know about it. And what this FoxDie does, this virus, is it kills its victims through a heart attack. And Solid Snake was like, wait a minute. You used me as a carrier of a virus to kill these people? So pretty much what the Pentagon wanted was for Solid Snake to come in contact with these people and kill them. And not have... And then Solid Snake would end up dying too. So it would all look like they had heart attacks. Like there was no murders there. Like nobody killed nobody. Like, and nobody could accuse anybody of doing anything because it looked like everybody died of natural causes. Kind of weird that everybody was having heart attacks, but so Solid Snake was pretty pissed. He was like, "Are you serious?" And the one that revealed this was this guy called Master Miller. Master Miller is also known as Kazuhira Miller. He's also known as Kaz, McDonald, Benedict Miller, and Master Miller. I really liked Master Miller. He came out in the codec. He doesn't come out like physically. In the little comm thingy, the little green screen where they're talking to each other through comms. I really liked his voice, but there was something about his voice that I was like, he sounds like another character in the game. Like he sounded familiar. I was like, I wonder, I guess he does another guy's voice. I just couldn't place it who it was. But I really liked his voice. And Master Miller is second in command of the Militaire Sans Frontières, the one that Big Boss had created, or Big Boss was the commander of back in the days. Master Miller was in it, and he was also Foxhound survival trainer during the 1990s. So Master Miller starts talking with Solid Snake, and he starts questioning Naomi. He's like, so He just starts questioning about her past, and she starts to like, she doesn't want to answer some things, and she'll like just answer quickly something briefly, and then she'll cut it off. And Master Miller was kind of finding that weird. So Master Miller did some background check on Naomi, and he tells Snake, he's like, Naomi is a traitor. You can't trust her. She's a spy, and blah, blah, blah. And they start questioning Naomi, and that's when they find out what she did and what's going on. The whole Pentagon using Solid Snake and the Fox dye and everything. And so Master Miller is the one that uncovers all of this. But then at the end, Master Miller has long hair, and he has it like in a ponytail like this. And he's got sunglasses. And in the end, he takes off his thing for the ponytail. He takes off the little thing that's holding his hair up. And he takes off the glasses, and it's Liquid Snake. That blew me. I was like, what? And I was like, oh, that's the voice. It's Liquid's. Except Liquid has like this English accent, kind of. And Master Miller didn't. But I thought that was brilliant. I was like, wow, that was so good. So Liquid pretended to be Master Miller. Master Miller was actually found dead in his apartment. So Master Miller's dead. And Liquid was the one that was telling them all this because he wanted to expose them, and he wanted Solid Snake to activate Metal Gear. Solid Snake ended up using the keys that they had told him would deactivate Metal Gear, but it actually activated Metal Gear. And there was no way for him to turn it off. And he was like, what the hell? And Liquid, that's when Liquid takes off the thing and shows himself as Liquid and not Master Miller. Because he's like, you did exactly what I wanted you to do. Like saying I couldn't activate it. You had to do it for me. So they all just ended up using Solid Snake for their own benefit. And Solid Snake was just like... Liquid doesn't know if he's infected with Fox dye or what. He's just like, I don't know. Nothing's happening to him. Nothing's happening to Snake. Snake keeps asking Naomi what's going to happen to me. And Naomi's just like, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to you. I don't know when something's going to happen to you. I don't know. So there's this big battle between Solid Snake and Liquid. They keep on thinking that they killed Liquid, but he keeps on coming back. And then the Department of Defense takes the colonel out of his position, and they take over. And they say that what they're gonna do is they're gonna bomb the whole facility, just like kill everybody on it. And they're just like, we just wanted you to do your job, to transfer Fox dye and stop Metal Gear, because during this battle, Liquid jumps into Metal Gear, and he starts fighting, the Solid Snake starts fighting Liquid inside Metal Gear, and then Gray Fox comes out and starts fighting Metal Gear with Solid Snake, helping him. Gray Fox tells Solid Snake that he pretty much wants to be like put out of his misery. He hates being what he is. He's a cyborg. He's not even a human anymore, and he just wants to be dead. And that's why he felt like he needed to be killed by Solid Snake, because that's how they ended. That's how he died. But then they brought him back to life. So they fight Metal Gear Liquid, and Gray Fox ends up like breaking a piece of or deactivating a piece of Metal Gear that they needed to, so that Liquid could open the hatch, and Liquid ends up killing Gray Fox. And then Solid Snake could finally take down Liquid. And he takes down Liquid, and he takes down Metal Gear, and they think Liquid's dead. And then the Pentagon, this is where I'm talking about the Department of Defense, calls, and they're just like, okay, well, you did your job, now we're going to bomb everything. Like, get rid of all the evidence. And Solid Snake is like, are you freaking kidding me? You guys are going to destroy... What about the people that are still here? He was like, how are we going to escape? And they're like... So while Solid Snake is trying to escape with Meryl, as far as they can. They get into this Jeep and they're like, and then Liquid comes out of nowhere. He's just like following them and he's like, ah, Snake! And then they fight again, they crash, and Solid Snake is trying to get out from under the Jeep, and Meryl, and she's stuck, and he turns around and he sees Liquid come out of the wreckage. Of course, he's not dead yet. He comes out with his like gun, and he's going over there, and he's like, and he's gonna kill him, and then he's just like, and he goes, Fox die, and he finally just dies. So Fox die finally did its magic on Liquid. Solid Snake is like, if Liquid's dead, I'm next, because they're pretty much clones. So Solid Snake is just like, and he calls Naomi, and he's like, how much time do I have? And Naomi just says, just live your life, Snake. Just live it. Just go out there and be free. And Solid Snake's just like, so he doesn't die. I mean, I don't know what's, I don't, this is as far as I know when it comes to Metal Gear. And please don't ruin it for me down there. If you're gonna talk about spoilers, put spoiler, because this is the only one I've seen. And a lot of you were like, well, you didn't talk about this. And I'm like, well, yeah, I didn't know about that. I mentioned in my other video, at the very end, like where the credits were gonna start, you hear a conversation between Revolver Ocelot and the president. And at first you didn't know it was the president, but you could hear him talking to someone. You could hear Revolver Ocelot talking to someone. And he's just like saying, yes, sir, blah, blah, blah. We keep an eye out. We'll follow them. Talking about Solid Snake and Meryl, because they did escape. And then he goes, yes, Mr. President. And that's where you're just like, they end up revealing that there is a third clone. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my previous video. There is a third clone, so it's Liquid Snake, Solid Snake, and Solidus Snake. And Solidus Snake is the president of the United States. And they're all clones of Naked Snake, Big Boss. And nobody knows about Solidus Snake, because Liquid Snake thought that Solid Snake and Liquid were the only surviving clones of Big Boss. But there was a third, Solidus. And they also reveal something that I forgot to mention in my other video. I actually didn't realize, I didn't catch this. But they do, Revolver Ocelot mentions in this little conversation that Liquid had it mixed up. That the one with the recessive genes is actually Solid Snake. And the one with the dominant genes was Liquid. So it was flipped around. The dominant clone was Liquid when he thought he wasn't. Liquid thought that the dominant clone was Solid Snake, and that Liquid was just made out of the leftovers, but it was the other way around. So Liquid died thinking that he was the recessive clone when he was actually the dominant one. So yeah, that's pretty much the plot of Metal Gear Solid 1. I hope I didn't confuse you guys. I would really recommend, if you're into Metal Gear Solid and you haven't played it or you haven't seen it or anything, I would really recommend you watch a Let's Play or at least the cutscenes, because it's really, really cool. Like, I had a really good time watching it. It was like I was watching an anime. The graphics aren't that great, but it's cool. I'll put the links in the description for the full Let's Play and for the cutscenes. Hopefully you found that interesting. If you want to add things, go ahead and put them in the comments. But like I said, if you're going to talk about spoilers in further Metal Gear Solid games, not pertaining to Metal Gear Solid 1, please put spoiler so that I know that it's going to be a spoiler, because I am going to be playing the HD collection of Metal Gear Solid, and I don't want it spoiled for me and for others. So yeah, if you guys could do that for me, I'd appreciate it. Okay guys, I will talk to you guys later.